Hey YouTube, this is Meanie with Bam's Tactical. This is really a response video to something Bear Independent put out a couple weeks ago. It's been a while, taking me a while to make this video, but he had some good points. He was talking about how some preppers are more, prepper people on YouTube. They're more, for show and the clickbait, and that the people who are actually doing the things aren't getting on social media as much, which has been very true for me. But I wanted to kind of give an update for people who are looking more and more into this prepping thing. My wife and I moved out here onto this 2 acres in the country. We live in a city with 235 people in it, so it's a small town. We got 2 acres. But we moved in a little over a year ago. So I wanted to kind of talk about the things that we've managed to get done in 1 year. So when you move out into the country, a lot of times you move into a house that needs some TLC. So as you can see behind me, some of these cabinets, and if you see the floors, this is a little older house. But when you move into an older house, one of the things that you get is you can kind of update it the way you want it to. So there's a couple of things. We turned our garage into a master bedroom, and one of the things that we added was gas outlets in the master bedroom, and we added gas outlets into the living room. Which really saved our butts because we had those just finished when the freeze happened last year, when we had that week-long snow. And it was, like a foot of snow here in Texas for a week. But we stayed at, 65, 70, burning minimum amount of gas because I had some awesome space heaters. Another thing we did when we turned this into, as you can see behind me, this was the original door here going into the garage. So when we added this door for the laundry room, I made sure to leave room for my freezer and fridge. All right, so when the deer I shot last year had plenty of room in that fridge, hopefully I'll fill it up with a couple more this year. All right, so we didn't do a whole lot inside the house because I really wanted to focus on the outside of the house. So in the past year's time, one of the things that we've done in these 2 acres is we've fenced the entire thing. All right, that took months actually because the clay, there was like a foot of sand, and then it was just awful amounts of clay. I'm sorry, the sun's behind me. I'll get to a better spot so you can see a little better. The next thing I did after we built a fence around the outside was I built a fence right here and built this garden. I'm actually going to need to expand it. I thought this was going to be enough so that we could store some food, but actually this was just perfect. These 4x8s was the perfect amount of vegetables for me and my wife. So I'm actually going to add another 4x8 section to it and a couple more of these buckets so that we can, maybe next year we can actually start storing some food. One of the things you're going to see as I walk over here is there's this kind of trench dug in the ground right there. So this has actually been the last 3 months project for me. And it was a head scratcher at first, and then after moving 3,000 pounds of cinder block and building a stand for it, I finally finished my 825 gallon rain catch system. So we've gotten 3 inches of rain in the last week, and that added up to 375 gallons. So this was 2 days of rain worth of water, 375 gallons. So I just wanted to point out that is all a year's worth of work. All right, that garden, that the rain catch system, the fence around the yard, and then the remodeling of the garage. All of that took a year. So if you think that you can wait until shit's really hitting the fan and then move out into your dream prepper home and just be ready to go, it's just that. It's a dream. It's a pipe dream. You've got to get out, move now, and expect it to take you about a year to really start up. I mean, it took us 9 months before we were producing food on our own. So just think about that. Not all of us have 9 months worth of food to sit around and wait for our own food to start growing. So this is just an update on what you can get done in a year. Now, I did this on my own or with my wife, so it wasn't like I had a mag or a group of people working with me. But what I plan on doing from here on is, as you've already seen, hopefully on my channel, that I'm moving to Patreon for most of this prepper stuff. I was talking to my wife about it, and we need to, if you're good at something, never do it for free, right? So what I'm going to do now is all of my prepper projects are going to be put on Patreon with just a little teaser put on YouTube. So if you want to see how I'm doing these things, how I'm building this rain catch system, which I'm going to put an entire write-up on how I did all of that, then go to Patreon/Banff's Tactical and check it out. But what this was really about was, there's two stages to prepping that I've discovered. There's the buying and the doing. And most of us get so hung up on the buying, we forget that there's actually the doing. And you need to do things to get prepared. So get out there, find you some land. If you're afraid of where to get started, you're like I was living in the suburbs. You don't know when to stop buying and to start doing. I've got an entire list and a write-up and an explanation on Patreon already that you should go check out. All right, so I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you understand the purpose of the video. And go to Patreon and check out more.